Welcome back. So, we need to board the train pronto. So much for me getting any sleep. That ain't happening. Yeah, I just wanted to double check what they said about Banny. Thought I read it as renovate. They renovated him, but I was like, wait, what? That didn't make sense, and then it was gone. So I didn't get a chance to reread it, whether I read it right, but I'm pretty sure they said they renovated him. I mean, that's kind of true. They renovated the balcony that he was standing on with brain matter and bullet holes. Gary, what are you doing out here? Thinking. Strange how the city looks the same as always, as if nothing happened. But that's a good thing, right? Fucking Liberators. Ridiculous name. From whom are they liberating us? From a handful of superstitious lowers? Pathetic bullshit. Every single institution on this planet upholds the freedom of the people and their values. It's not like we're letting some religious fanatics take over the solar system. Somehow we didn't know anything about these fuckers before everybody else. One more thing we missed. At least we booked the sniper and his associate. They're both being interrogated downstairs. So far, they're not very cooperative. Do we at least know who they are? We scanned them. The sniper's a complete ghost. He's got a fake ID right before he checked into the hotel, which we guessed. These are subdermal IDs. They're like an implant that like scanners will automatically read as you go through checkpoints in the city. Again, dystopia. The other guy is a businessman from Drovia. His name is Abraham Gonzalez. He's the CEO of a company called Power Up. They manufacture Tylenium-based batteries. Both the guy and his company seem harmless, no criminal records. Strange, why would someone from Drovia help an anti-Drovian terror organization? Maybe because they don't represent the side of Drovian society that wants independence? So, this company that makes batteries, do they have any connection to Millex? Wonder. I have no clue. What about the woman? Any updates on her? Nothing so far, but we do have another lead. Saito's trying to find out where the announcement was broadcast from earlier, but the most important leads are those two douchebags in our basement. You have a way with words, Conrad. Get down there and see what you can get them to talk. Will do. Did we secure the drive the sniper tried to hand over? Yeah. What's on it? Yeah, about that. Chief said the Attorney General seized it. And said she's had to evaluate if we have the required clearance level. EG, are you kidding me? That's a crucial piece of evidence. We need it. I suppose they'll let us in on it soon enough. No time to waste. We have to assume the next attack is less than 48 hours away, and it's going to be an explosion, probably. It's going to be a bomb. The higher-ups know what they're doing, you think? Well, our immediate higher-up booked himself a date with an escort who turned out to be a spy who stole information from his fucking cell phone. I don't think he knows what he's doing. Let it go, Conrad. Go talk to the chief yourself if you have a problem. One more thing. Here's an article about Gonzalez's company in the news today. You might want to download it and have a look. Okay, did you actually send it to me, or? I mean, I know there was this one. Didn't mention his company here. Is there a news feed around the station somewhere? Can I download it real quick before I go on? Nope. Oh boy. Are you gonna send it to me? Fucking liberators. Oh, here's one. I knew there was a news feed around here somewhere. Right. Power Up battles bankruptcy. Oh no! It's no secret that the Drovian-based Power Up, one of the planet's most important battery producers, has been facing monetary difficulties for several months now. Technological developments over the last few years made Titanium the most effective material at high-performance batteries, overtaking lithium and others by far when it comes to the battery life and weight. However, since Drovia is a Garan colony with no economic autonomy, Power Up doesn't have the right to buy its Titanium directly from the mining companies based on Drovia. The latter are forced to sell their resources to Gara, which in turn sells the Titanium to all companies processing the material, including those on Drovia. In light of this development, it has become increasingly difficult for non-Garan companies to keep prices competitive, and it has put Power Up, like many others, in an increasingly difficult spot. It does kind of sound like they would want liberation. It would break up the Garan monopoly then on the ore. It did not come as a surprise, therefore, when the CEO and founder, Abraham Gonzalez, oh, so he's actually the CEO, okay, publicly supported the cause of the Drovian fight for independence last week. As a representative of the Association of Drovian Electrics Companies, he accompanied Minister Bani on his business trip to Gara to defend the interests of his industry during a discussion between Drovia and Gara. So these guys we picked up may not... Well, they're part of the Liberation, but then this guy isn't. Maybe he was being played by the Liberators? So why would they be providing him with, like, key intelligence? I don't know. Seems kind of weird. Something's not right. Something is fishy. Oh, now there's people here. Of course, because it's in the middle of the day, so... can I go talk to the chief? Or any of our guys? Still trying to find out where the broadcast came from, so this must be our office complex. Who's this lady in there with the chief? Oh, this is the AG. And you can rest assured that we know what we are doing. I didn't question that, but the data is one of the most important pieces of evidence we have right now. The Liberators said their next attack will take place in 48 hours. That's pretty damn soon. We really need to take into account everything we've got if we want to catch these guys in time. I already told you the contents of that stick won't help you find them. How can you say that? Having a better idea of your enemy's motivations is always important, and you know that. You yourself were the director of the CDI for over a decade. Liam, please. I've got a lot on my plate right now. Don't have time to discuss this over and over again. The data is about something that happened during your time in the CDI, isn't it? What are you talking about? I looked into my cell's history and saw which folder the woman navigated to. I don't have the access rights, but I'd really like to know what's in there. There was a lot going on in 1800. To be very clear, Liam, I can't work with a chief who doesn't trust my judgment and questions my orders. We've been doing this for a very long time, Amelia. I deeply respect everything you have done for the Garan state, but as the CDI chief, I see it as my duty to protect all Garan citizens, and I'm sure that's in your best interest as well. I don't have time for this right now. I'll let you know what the next steps are going to be. Oh, good evening, Agent. Hi. You're suspicious as fuck, huh? So, Chief. Good evening. Agent Conrad, how can I help you? What's the AG doing here? Had a little discussion about our plan of action. Nothing you have to worry yourself about, though. Was it about the data? Honestly, I don't understand why parts of the puzzle are being kept from us. It makes no sense. I agree. Listen, Conrad, I'm currently trying to find out what that data is about and why we won't get access. You don't have don't you have a suspicion at least? You know what was on your cell when it was accessed? The data was in the CDI network, and apparently it was something I don't normally have access to. As the chief, he doesn't have access to all the information. Shit. Until I know exactly what we're looking at, I'd like to ask you to respect the chain of command. I'm getting an important call any second. We can talk later. Bye, Conrad. Okay. Go to the basement. Think about what you did. Boy, you. Questioning the chief. I'm assuming it's over here. Can I get some food? I haven't eaten in like 2 days. Hey there, dude. Hey, Holloway. Holloway in the hallway, huh? Holla at your boy. I've been told that our guests are eagerly awaiting me. They sure are. I suggest you talk to Gonzalez first. It's the usual rich guy crap with him. He's gonna be surrounded by lawyers in a few hours. Terrorists don't get lawyers. At that point, it's gonna be hard to get any more out of him. Oh, for fuck's sake, why is it that people can just buy their way out of here? We're lucky he's from Drovius, so he doesn't have a lawyer here, yet. He does have a Drovian lawyer on the line right now who's going to annoy the hell out of you. He's somewhere in space and has a communication delay of about 30 seconds from what I understand, so if you want answers, you better have a strategy to make him talk quick. You can be sure that the lawyer's going to shoot your questions down once they reach his ears. I mean, if I was the client, I'd not say a word until the lawyer caught up. He's also going to call you on your bluff, so be careful. Got it, thanks. Saito did some digging and compiled a number of documents that could be useful for your interrogation. First, he gathered some basic information on Gonzalez and put it on the board over there. You can take a look at it with your AR module. Second, he pulled a list with all incoming and outgoing calls from Gonzalez's phone. I'll send it to your cell. Bing! Nice. If you have any more evidence that incriminates our guy over there, go over it before you go in. I will, thank you. You're welcome, let me know when you're ready. Alright, can I go over here, into there? No. I can, however, read this. Jesus, look at this guy. It's like a mugshot. I mean, it is his mugshot, I guess. So he was born in 1790 on New Joran. He's single, he's a Savient. Place of residence, Sector 1, since around 1830. Which is, I think, when the disaster happened. So he was probably a Sector 2 colonist, I guess. A degree in engineering from 1810 to 15, New Joran Elite University, Piston College for Engineering and Business. And from 15 to 20, a trainee on Drovia. In 20, the founder of Power Up. DE grant for young founders. CEO since then. He's been the CEO since 1820. None of that seems particularly relevant. I can't do anything with any of this. Okay. That's some basic info. So what do I got? I got spam, apparently. Dear Mr. Conrad, an update is available for the following body enhancements. Eye Plus, Thigh Plus, Chest Plus. Make sure to download and install the latest firmware on our website within the next 10 days. Beyond Body Team. Get the Penis Plus. He doesn't need it. Okay, phone calls. So what have we got? 8 in the morning. He got an incoming call. That was his last call, I guess, because these are descending order, or ascending, whichever one it is. Anyway, so if we go all the way back, let's see, 3 days ago, 10 a.m., he got an incoming call from 33449899, and then an outgoing 33449899, and then an anonymous outgoing call. These are not in order at all. Look at the timestamps on these. looking if there's anything anomalous about these calls and their times. That's the weird thing. That is a weird thing, look. So, we're right from the top. On the 1st of May, 10 a.m., incoming call, and then 10 p.m., outgoing call to the same number, but then also, after that, at 2 p.m., an outgoing call to an anonymous number. So he called an anonymous number, and for some reason it didn't log in his phone log until a little later. That was between those two calls, if we believe the timestamp. And then he had an incoming call from another number, and then an outgoing call, and then he had another anonymous incoming call immediately after that on the 3rd. 11. And then at 8 o'clock, he had an incoming call again from another number just before the handover, like half an hour before the handover. Could have been instructions. That number never called in before. The only repeat instance of any number on here is all the way back to the 1st. That doesn't seem at all helpful. Like right now, that doesn't seem at all helpful. That's probably going to shake out as we talk to the guy, so we're going to have to keep that in mind. Do we have any clues then? We only have that. Information on Garan. Okay, I'm ready. Yeah. Alright, I'll unlock the door. Good luck. Hello, Mr. Gonzalez. I'm Agent Conrad. I already talked to your colleagues. I didn't do anything illegal. You were in receipt of stolen data, so I think you were. You don't have the right to keep me here. I'm a citizen of Drovia, and you have no evidence against me. We could keep you here for 24 hours, even if we didn't have evidence, but we do. Let's get straight with your associate. Let's start with your associate. What do you know about Boyd and the data he brought to you? He's not my associate. I didn't even know he was called Boyd. Listen, Mr. Gonzalez. I know you had a call with him last night. We have Boyd on record talking about a handover of data storage modules at Jora's Plaza. He explicitly said he called the person he was going to meet at 11 last night. Did he say that? If it's an anonymous number though. Wasn't an anonymous number though, was it? Not the last call. The last call was this, a number ending in 42. My cousin Gus, what does he have to do with this? Your cousin? Yeah, you can look on my cell, I saved his number. Anyway, it doesn't matter. We caught you at the meeting, meeting Boyd this morning. That's enough evidence to connect the two of you. Good evening, Agent Conrad. My name is Jim Miller. I'm Mr. Gonzalez's lawyer. Nice to meet you. A team of legal professionals is on its way to advise my client. Until then, he won't answer any of your questions. Did you act on anyone's orders? You heard my lawyer. I'm not supposed to talk to you before my legal team arrives. Mr. Gonzalez, I've heard that your company needs Garan lithium. No, your company needs Drovian Tylinium. And that you support Drovian independence. You publicly stated your support for the Drovian fight for independence, so I'll actually be surprised if you weren't involved. I'd actually be surprised if you were involved in Banny's assassination. You have the opposite of a motive. Yet here we are, but you still have a chance to clear your name. If you help us crack the case, the public might even learn about, or might never learn about your connection to Banny's murderer. Shit, I told you I didn't know anything. I was contacted anonymously a few weeks ago, shortly after I booked my flight to Gara. I was told to pick up a storage module here and send its contents out on my way back home. And send it where? They were going to contact me. I have no means of reaching them. You called them, though. Who are they? really, truly don't know. The person who contacted me spoke Drovian, that's all I can say. So whoever put you up to this is Drovian. Why would they work with an anti-Drovian terror group? I don't know, but I'm 100% sure they were from Drovia. I got paid to do it and not to ask questions. My company really needs a cash injection right now. And Mr. Gonzalez, I urge you to stop answering questions before the legal team arrives. You're complicating things for yourself and for us. My God, calm down. It's not like I've said anything that incriminates me. You literally just incriminated yourself. Hey, Urinti, hello. I'm an hour and 52 late. Nice to see you too. How's it going? A bright yellow ad underlay looks so out of place. Oh, are you getting an ad like banner at the bottom on Twitch? Yeah, that'll happen sometimes. I prefer those to, you know, cutting the stream though. That's better than nothing. But he's right, I'll wait for my legal team. Fine. Alright, so we got a little bit of something. Wow, I really goofed that, didn't I? So, a minute then. So in the logs, I don't think to look all the way back to... Oh, it'll be in the email, won't it? The dangerous people thing. The boss called and said there's a change of plan, I'll take care of the handover. Yeah, I called the guy we're meeting and told him it was coming instead of you. Seemed a bit pissed and I think I woke him, didn't expect him to be sleeping at 11. Yeah, okay, I didn't even think to look at that. Okay, I've got to really expand my brain here. So that was an anonymous number. I really should have paid more attention. But it all worked out in the end, I think. Not only bottom, your stream was zoomed out by 75% and then bright yellow on all four sides. Oh, really? I've never seen them like that. I've seen, because the stream will zoom out a little bit, and I've seen a side banner and I've seen bottom banners, but I haven't seen it be a surround. That's cool. That's interesting. But to be clear, that's nothing I have any control over. So that's nothing on my end. That's Twitch's own thing. How'd it go? He doesn't seem to know very much, which in itself is quite interesting. Well, it's more than nothing. Good luck with the other one. He's a tough nut to crack. Hasn't said a single word yet. Not sure if he has an emotional reaction to anything. We know nothing about the guy. He's a complete ghost. If you have any evidence that could be useful, though, you should go over it before you talk to him. Let me know when you're ready. And he's gonna be in this room. Hey, Yuri, hello. How goes? Come on in. So this guy... What do we know about him? Let's go over what we know about this guy then. He's the assassin. We know he put a fake ID in his body. Then check in at the Sakura Hotel. He took a Viola case which had a small caliber rifle in it, which only had a range of about 200 meters, which is why we tracked him to that hotel. We know he stayed further up. We know he made a phone call at 11 because the woman below us, the robotics company woman, overheard it in the hallways, was around 11, and then he went back to his room to make the call. So now we know that was him calling this CEO of Abraham Gonzalez. I know you don't control that, still wanted to share my experience with you, get a feel of what Twitch does. Thank you, because yeah, I don't get to see that on my preview, right? So yeah, like, I've never seen those pop out that way before. I've only ever seen like a single banner at the bottom or a side banner. I guess, yeah, they must be trying different formats for ads. So, yeah, then we know he cut a hole in the window with a blue laser, and somehow he cut his hand somewhere between his wrist and his elbow. We know that that was seen by the bartender. We know he bribed the bartender to turn off the security sensor at the back to let a friend in anonymously, but then he used that opportunity to escape. We know he took a bottle of whiskey out of the back alleyway as well, took it up to his room and drank it, because he smelled of whiskey, according to the woman that he was talking to, Zora, his accomplice, who we don't know anything about. And then he had a call from a boss who told him to go and do the handover himself, which he did. We know he had a red wig because it fell off. The guy at the boat saw it when he took the boat away. And we know that he shaved his red beard off because we found it in the boat. We found all the hair in the sink. And we know he used the boat first aid kit to patch his arm up. That's how we were able to ID him. And he showed up with the data stick. So there's a very clear line of who he is. By the way, do any of you guys know if the title tags are changed by a mod? If it sends an alert or something or anything to the streamer? I don't believe it does. You mean like if the like on the dashboard, if somebody changes the stream title, or if somebody changes any of that information? I don't think, no, it won't actually tell us. But I've never really needed to have that done by a mod. It might show up in the activity feed, or it may show up in the moderation queue feed. Yeah, or like Comfy, Chill, and so on, and UK Streamer, and yeah, those kind of things. I don't think it will show up. But if it's going to show up anywhere, I would imagine it would show up under moderator actions. As anywhere else, like, wouldn't make any sense to me. So you'd have to see it in the dashboard panel. I think only Shadowlanit Supermod has those permissions. Yeah, not regular mods wouldn't have that, but a Supermod would. Yeah, for sure. Because you have to give them editor permissions independently. So, yeah. Worth testing. You know, like, get a Supermod to make those changes and then see if it shows up anywhere on your dashboard as like a notification. Like, for instance, when a mod bans somebody or allows a word through the auto mod system, things like that, or changes auto mod permissions, all of those things show up in the moderator action portion of the dashboard panel. So any information changes on the stream may show up there as well, but I don't know anywhere else. I was considering adding a funny one to some of my guys, like occasionally itchy or something funny like that. Alright, and you want to see if you can get away with it. It does show a record. Yeah, because it's either that, or I was wondering if there's somewhere in one of the settings where you can like audit moderator actions and see what moderators have actually done. Yeah, so it's probably somewhere in there, but yeah, it will show somewhere, I'm sure. Alright, so let's go in and let's just wing it with this guy. Are we ready? Yes. Unlock the door, good luck. Hello, Mr. Boyd. Do you have a last name, or is that your last name? The record is more for timeouts, bans, etc. Not sure if middle track tag changes. Oh, right, okay, that's what you're talking about. Yeah, that's there, but I mean, the fact that it's like anything done by a moderator is what makes me think it might show up there, if it's going to show up at all. So, otherwise, I can't imagine where it would be. It might be that there isn't one, unless the streamer has some kind of third-party platform piece of software that handles that kind of stuff, where they can see changes made. Yeah. So skips a lot sounds pretty good too, yes. Okay, so he's saying nothing. Okay, Mr. Boyd, I'm Agent Conrad. You made quite a mess out there. Shooting Joseph Banny put you at the top of our most wanted list overnight. Your friends just announced their next big project, and you're uniquely qualified to help us get ahead of it. What do you know about the Liberator's plans? Okay, how about this? Ask about Zora. What's Zora's role in all this? Zora? That's right, Zora, the woman you met last night. I don't know any Zora. I know you do. Why did you take the data stick from her? We know that he knows her, and we know that they've had prior contact. There's no point in me asking that. Had a funny situation. A person asked me to find a movie they wanted to see again, but all they asked was that all the people they asked were unable to find it. I said, challenge accepted, and searched not only by movie title, but descriptions via AI. 10 minutes later, I found a movie under a new title as an Italian import with Spanish language. Interesting. Very cool. You told her there was a change of plans she didn't know about. Was that true? Or did you trick her into giving you the data? Did you want it for yourself? Or did you want to protect her by going to the handover in her stead? You two did seem to care about each other, so I'm sure you want to know how she's doing. How about this? I tell you what I know about her and you tell me what you know about the Liberators. You go first. Alright. You'll be happy to hear that we don't know her whereabouts. So now you get to go. It's like, I told you everything I know, which isn't much, so now you hold up your end of the bargain. She wasn't at Joris Plaza when we got to you, and for all we know, she's leading a happy criminal existence. Now it's your turn. Who's behind the Liberators? I don't know. I never met them. They just pay me. So you're an independent contractor. Who paid you? I answered your question. Oh, fair enough. Well, this was fun. Let's do it again sometime. So he's an independent contractor. Hope we're getting something useful out of them? No, really, no. These guys suck. Oh boy. Some super niche movies are hard to get to. Once had to search for one for 6 months until it was available for sale. Damn. I mean, at that point, I'm not an advocate of, like, piracy and stuff. If something's actively commercially available, I would always say buy it, you know? Never pirate. If it's no longer available anywhere, I don't really have any hang-ups if people do that, you know? Like, there's a TV show that I liked called Reboot, which was a CGI animated show, right? About people living inside a computer. It was very cool. It was actually by a Canadian company called Mainframe Entertainment and Alliance Entertainment. Alliance Media, I think they were called, or something like that. Anyway, it all fell apart and they all went bust eventually. They tried to get a new series off the ground called Shadow Raiders, and that was good, but it ended on a cliffhanger that they never finished, which is a tragedy. But Reboot also ended on a cliffhanger they never finished, and that's also bad. And basically, yeah, the company went bust. The tapes for Reboot were lost. They recently found them, so they're hoping to get them, like the masters, put onto Blu-ray. And if they ever do that, I will buy it, because I love that show. I have that show on my hard drive, because I downloaded it, because it was not available anywhere anyway. The only people who were selling it were people who already had TV and old DVD rips, and they were copying them and selling them. And I wasn't going to give somebody money for basically stolen property, but I will happily download it for free if it isn't available. But if it comes out, I'm going to buy it, because I would love to re-support that show. Okay, so now we need to talk to Saito. Oh yeah, where's he going to be? He's in our little wing here, yeah. Alright, Saito. Evening, Neil. Hey, Saito, how's it going? I'm not gonna lie, that video was a little upsetting. I mean, I know that my religion is strange to some people on Gara. So he's a Savian. Oh, wow. Okay. Piracy is a customer service issue. Yes. Yes, absolutely. You know, and it's like if a company is going to hoard an IP and try to... I know there's also, like, I think the problem is, right, there are... When it comes to copyright, there are laws in terms of, like, needing to defend your copyright in order to maintain it. Right? That's a requirement under law. If somebody breaches your copyright and you as a company who own the copyright do not fight in court to preserve your rights to that particular intellectual property, then you lose your options later to do so when it really matters to you. The courts will say, well, this has happened multiple times and you haven't defended it. You've only done it now, which we can only assume is a commercial reason. It's nothing at all to do with you defending your copyright. They could revoke it. So that's why they always go after things. You know, why companies are so stringent on defending their copyrights. But if they're hoarding an IP that they are no longer providing to anybody in a commercial form, in my opinion, it should be that it gets revoked and becomes public domain. And I know that happens after an amount of time, but it's like, you know, after so many years, it's eventually public domain. Like the Mickey Mouse thing recently, the Steamboat Mickey is now public domain because it happened a long time ago, but it shouldn't take that long. But if a company isn't going to actively put a commercial version of their product out, they have no right, in my opinion, to then go after people for piracy, because the whole, like, the point they make about piracy is you robbed us of sales and robbed us of income, and it's like, you aren't fucking selling it, so you don't get to complain about loss of income on a product that you are not actively selling, you know. So yeah. But anyway, that's just what I think. You can actually blame Disney for terrible copyright laws. Yes, actually, you're right. A lot of it is like, you know, most of their shit is public domain, but they basically bribed the state. Yeah, and they were big drivers behind, like, laying the current architecture of copyright law, at least in the United States and wherever else they had influence. You know, them and record labels, when it comes to copyright and intellectual property, have been the biggest lobbyists of, like, setting it to what it is, and then it's remained the way it is and cannot cope in a digital age, which is why we then had DMCA, which is also woefully inadequate to the realities of the digital age, you know, to actually A, protect their copyright, but B, protect other people from being attacked by it, you know, when it's clearly beyond the spirit of what it was meant to be. So yeah, I don't know. Anyway, back to the game. But I'm an anti-Savient terror group. Oh, but an anti-Savient terror group? That's something else. Should I be worried about wearing my scarf in public now? I think those people are idiots, and I'm sure the vast majority of Garans agree with me. I know. Hey, I also have some good news. I found out where the Liberator's video was broadcast from. It's a company called AdSpot. They own most of the billboards in the city. You want an ad played, you go to them. I took a shot in the dark and checked ongoing police operations in the center. What do you know? Someone at AdSpot made an emergency call last night. Apparently an intruder forced their way into the server room and gained access to a computer. I made contact with the local police department. They sent 2 officers who secured the scene and are waiting for you to come have a look. Oh gee, I wonder if it's 2 officers we've met so far. Fast as lightning, Saito. Great work. Well done. Conrad and I will go to AdSpot and have a look around. We really need to get ahead of this one and prevent another attack. Why don't you follow up on some leads while we're gone? Trace the payment to the hotel as well as the mysterious transactions to the escort. And maybe we can find out where the sniper's accomplice got her face changed. Conrad, I'm off from the roof. Oh, I'm taking off from the roof. Want to hitch a ride? You know I don't. That was worth a try. I'll meet you at AdSpot then. I'd prefer to move along the ground, okay? I need some fresh air. I'll come with you, Gary. Yeah, he's feeling a little vulnerable right now, Gary, so just, you know, just be cool with him, okay? Let's see if I can have any further exchanges with the chief before I go. And be like, yo, Chief, I'm moving on with my life. Goodbye. Oh, okay. Yeah, I just wanted to come and get a goodbye from him. I wanted him to wish me luck. Makes me feel valued as an employee of the CDI. Nope, not that way. This way. Here we go. Out of here. I'm gonna go catch a criminal. Again. Another one. Was there a like on there a moment ago? Nope, okay. Can I have a quick smoke before I go? No? Okay. So yeah, somebody got that ad injected into the, well, that video injected into the ad billboards by breaking into an advertising agency that operate them. Makes sense. Always smoke before you go. Exactly. Get it out of the way, you know? You don't want to show up smoking. That's bad form.
During the train ride, every screen in the city had been playing news reports about the Liberators' announcement. They were the first violent domestic terror group with a political motive in recent Garian history. But there was something else that struck me about them. This wasn't the usual MO of a conservative group trying the other way first. Status quo. It felt much more like revolutionaries hoping to effect change by resorting to drastic measures.
Okay, there's nothing over there. Never go the way the game tells you. You all know that. Fashion Week, 25% off? What? Huh? Okay, we can't go that way either. The game is really like, no, just go there, dude. Okay, fine. Norton Robotics. Oh, hey, this is looking kind of obvious. There's a lot more glass lying around outside than inside, so this is the way out. Interesting. Oh, look! Oh no, it isn't. It's Officer Wong! And she seems pretty nervous about his boss. Oh, hey, Conrad, this is Officer Wong, my colleague, Neil Conrad. Thank you for filling me in, officer. We'll take it from here. Conrad, the security guard who called the police is still inside. Let's go talk to him. He works for a security firm named Cox, who was contracted by AdSpot to monitor their offices at night. Okay, already informed their CEO Albert Cox about the intrusion. Or rather, his secretary. She told me that he's been at a business meal since 5:30. But she said she's asked him to return to the office for questioning soon. First, let's hear what the guard has to say. I'm not panicking. You are being careless. I want you to promise me that you'll stay home today, okay? Oh, the officers are here. I'll call you back later. Good evening, Mr. Brown. We need to ask you a few questions. Officers, I really don't understand how it happened. I was just getting a coffee in here, and then, I mean, can't have an eye on all the rooms at the same time, right? It wasn't my fault. Calm down, sir. We're not accusing you of anything. My boss won't be happy when he hears about this. Could you tell us what happened from the start? The broadcast began around 6 p.m. Where were you at that time? As I said, I'd left my post at the front desk for a short break and was having a coffee in here. I heard the sound of shattering glass and I ran looking for the noise. When I arrived at the server room, I saw a broken window and the video playing on the screen. I stopped the broadcast as quickly as I could. It all just took a few seconds. Hold on. So they managed to climb in, log into the computer, start the video within a few seconds? Seems that way. Did you see anyone when you entered the server room? No, it was empty. I went to look outside, they were already gone. To be clear, the video could have only been played for a few seconds? No more than 10. Yeah, except it wasn't. It was like, you know, a good minute or so long. And if you stop it here, it immediately stops everywhere? Yeah, the screens across the city just mirror the ones in here. Look, my boss will say it's all my fault, but I swear to you... Okay, thank you for now. Conrad, I'm sending a sheet to your cell. To determine how guilty this guy is of being a fuck-up. Have a look around, see if you can find out who started the broadcast. Mr. Brown, anything else you want to know? About tonight. Did you leave the building at any time? Only one time when I went looking for the intruder and I came right back. Did anyone enter the building except for you? Just me and whoever started the broadcast. Can I go home soon? My wife's a Saviant, and after that video today, I'm afraid you'll have to stay a little longer to help us find the people behind this. I'd feel better if I was with her. Called her earlier and told her to stay home, but she wouldn't listen. I see. Anything else you want to know? Yeah, about your boss. He's a bit of a dick. Honestly, I can't say he likes me. I think he's been looking for a reason to find me for a while. I think I only got the job because of his top men, or one of his top men vouched for me. You see. Alright, that's all for now. He's like definitely trying to state more about himself than like he's trying to say he did a better job than he actually did, is what I'm thinking. I'll just have a sit down a moment. Okay, moment's over. Like he's oh yeah, just like 10 seconds, well 10 seconds since he got in there and shut the video off, but that video was longer than 10 seconds, dude. Okay, so what are we looking for here, and why do we have an email? Oh my god. New message is waiting for you on Dating Elite. Yeah. The broadcast. The video broadcast was started by Brown. Oh man. Ox or Moore or Chen? Who the fuck are Moore and Chen, and how do I know these things? Let's go talk to these coppers. Hello. Oh. Sir. Okay. What we got here? Hey, Saito, could you do me a favor? Of course, shoot. There's a presence sensor at the entrance of AdSpot's server room. Any chance you could pull the data from around the time the broadcast was started? Yeah, give me a sec, I'll check. I got an access, but the sensor doesn't store any names. However, I can provide you with a list of every time somebody passed through the door around 6 o'clock. Who says 18 o'clock? 1800 or 6 o'clock? Pick one. Great, that would be helpful. Alright, sending it to you now. Remember, the sensor reacts every time somebody uses the door, no matter if they're going in or out. Gotcha, talk later. Okay, let's have a look at this. So between 5 and 6:45. So we've got 5:56, 1801 and 1802. So there was an entry, an exit. Well, there was like somebody passed the sensor 3 times into a room with, I'm guessing, no other exit, right? This is a screen they use to broadcast the videos. There's the broken window. Somebody smashed the server room window to escape. See, it makes no sense to me if somebody just came in, stuck a thumb drive in there to autoplay a video, and they could have just run back outside. They had no reason to smash the window, right? And then he said he was in here taking a coffee break, and then heard the smash and ran in. If that was the case, there'd only be 2 accessors. There'd be the guy going in, sets the video going, and then smashes the window and gets out. And then there would be the guard coming in afterwards to check that. Of course, he would have needed to run outside as well, so that would be the 3rd. Unless he climbed out through the window. Just double check that. What did he say about how he did this? Only when I went looking for the intruder and I came right back. Let's say how he left. Left my post at the front desk for a short time, so I went to the break room and having a coffee, heard the sound of the shattering glass, and I ran in there looking for the noise. I saw the broken window and the video play, and I stopped the broadcast as quickly as I could. See anyone? I went outside, but they were already gone. Said the video could have been playing for no more than 10 seconds. But that's the discrepancy. Right? The broadcast began around 6 p.m. 3 minutes before somebody went inside there. That would be the person who set the video going. Okay, so it wouldn't take a few seconds. No more than 10. Bullshit. If you stop it here, it immediately stops everywhere. Screens across the city mirrors the one in here. How did he get out? There's one more clue we're missing. I'm absolutely sure there isn't something going on in here. Anything outside then, I wonder? Oh, there's a sensor here. Oh. People are logged every time they pass through the door. It doesn't distinguish between people entering and leaving though, right? So the cleaning services came in and then left. Jim Chen, the CEO, came in. Came in. Lisa leaves, then comes back, lunch break probably. Nils leaves, comes back, lunch break. Lisa leaves, Nils leaves when they go home, I'm guessing at that time, and then also Jim Chen, the CEO, goes home. Before 5. Cox Security Services is no doubt in. Leaves. He was the only guard here. Or somebody comes in. Okay, somebody comes in at 5. And then there's a person, I guess, either comes in or leaves at 5 to 6. Okay, I don't think it was this guy then that's here. It's not Brown. Here's what I'm thinking. Okay. 5 p.m. is Brown coming on his shift. That's the start of his shift, sorry. And at 5 to 6, somebody else shows up. Alright. And then at 3 minutes to, was it? Or 2 minutes to? Something like that. Let's get out of this. Yeah, a minute later, there's an entry. So that's the person entering the building, going in here, and setting something going. And then they break the window and jump out again. Okay? Then, while on his break, 1801, 1802, okay? That would be Brown running in, seeing the ad playing, taking a moment to stop it and seeing the broken window, and then leaving. 1802, that's him leaving as well. Second to last entry on the right there. And then a couple of minutes running around the building looking for somebody, and then he comes back 1804. So I think his story checks out. His story definitely checks out. The window was definitely smashed from the outside. That wasn't the way in. Somebody smashed the server room window from the inside to get outside, sorry. So that wasn't the way in. the exit. See, what I was at first thinking was he came in, set the video playing, and then left, saw that it was what it was, and went, oh shit, and ran back in to shut it down again, and then smashed the window to then cook up a story about how somebody broke in. But no, this has given me more context now. Because if we know he's been on shift, like he did say something about being here for an hour, right? Left my post at the front desk for a short break and was having a coffee in here. Heard the sound of shattering glass and ran in looking for the noise. When I arrived, the server room window was broken, the video was playing. Stopped the broadcast, it just took a few seconds. Room was empty. They were already gone. It's just this no more than 10 seconds thing that he said the video was only playing for a few seconds. I don't think that's accurate. That doesn't seem accurate at all. Because it wasn't playing for a few seconds. So he's lying about something. Did he actually take a break? Like, other than taking a break, did he, like... You know, did he fall asleep? Or was he even in here? Did he leave the building? I don't know. Because then that changes how we can view the entry and exit logs. That was him leaving the building at 10:02. At 5 minutes to, so 5 minutes to 6, he would have been the one leaving the building. You'd need to be further away for it to have taken as long as it did getting that stuff shut down. Mr. Brown? About the door cards. I saw that you use a door card to enter and exit the building. Yeah, Cox Security has 2 door cards for AdSpot. This one and another one in a locker at our office. Only our boss, me, and the other guard assigned to AdSpot can open it. They're not personalized or anything, we just grab one at HQ before we come here. Ah, who's the other guard? His name is Jim Moore. He's been working for the boss for a long time. We alternate shifts here at AdSpot. Today's my turn. I see. That's all for now. Interesting. I doubt very much that the CEO would do this. He's sabotaging his own service. So it could be more. It does this. I guess it's now submittable. It's ready to submit. It's just them. It's just this whole. It took a few seconds, you know, that I'm struggling with. It feels like maybe a red herring, like it's meant to throw us off a little bit, and ultimately, you know, we have, like, let's say if he did leave. Yeah, it can't be. Like, if he had actually left the building, if that was what he's trying to cover up, that he abandoned his post for a few minutes to go get a drink or a cigarette or whatever and left the building instead of being in the break room, and then he came back, that means he would have come back in at 18:02, saw the video going, right? But that doesn't line up with everything else. Like, he went into the room at 18:01. We saw somebody go into the room a minute after somebody entered the building. So how did the person enter the building without being logged? That's the main thing that I'm wondering. And obviously they can't have, so they left via the window. And they did that because they didn't want to bump into their colleague who took a break. They were probably watching, waiting for him to leave, and then went in and made their move, right? So yeah, the only other person it could be. I can't imagine why, you know, Cox would have a motive other than trying to get his, like, guy fired. Or he said that the only reason he has this job is because the top guy at the security company vouched for him. And I'm gonna guess that's more. And Cox doesn't like him and wants to get rid of him. So he would have a reason to take a job and do this, you know. We have no evidence to know which one it is, though. Like, it's just a guess. It's just a gut feeling guess as to who actually would have done this. There's no other way we would know. I don't like guesswork. I really don't like guesswork. So... honestly, I can't say he likes me. I think he's been looking for a reason to fire me for a while. I think I only got the job because one of his top men vouched for me. That's not how you go back. Cox Security has 2 door cards for AdSpot. One on this one and another one in the locker at the office. Our boss, me, and the other guard assigned to the spot can open it. I mean, there could be more employees, obviously. It's just that there are 2 people who rotate their shifts. James Moore working with the boss for a long time. We alternate shifts at AdSpot. Today's my turn. So, I mean, it could be, and it might not be the guy who vouched for him to get the job. It could be one of Cox's men. He said he's worked for the guy for a long time. Could be a guy that is like, you know, okay, you know, you go do this. Like, Cox could be involved, and he could have just told his guy, go do this thing, and it'll be an excuse to get this guy fired as well. But it doesn't mean to say that it was started by him. Heck, would he even know how? The people who are here, obviously, Brown knows how to operate these systems, right? He knows how to operate them, which means the other guard probably would as well. They were probably trained in their use in case something goes wrong. So they're not just security guards, they're also like live in tech services. So it could be more. He would have been told how to use these systems as well and would know how to set a video going. So I'm gonna go with more. That's my rationale. Gary. Hey. I took a look at the broken window. There's a lot more glass lying outside than in. I'm pretty sure it was smashed from the inside, not the outside. Saying they broke the window to get out, not in? Exactly. I think whoever started the broadcast walked in through the front door and played the video. Smashed the window, climbed through it, ran away. Why break the window at all then? Probably to conceal the real way they got in. If our perp entered through the front door, they'd possess an AdSpot door card. That leaves us with a limited circle of suspects, apart from the employees of AdSpot. 3 people from Cox Security have access to the door cards as well. Cox himself, Brown, and his colleague Moore. Moore works here as well, and Brown and him take turns surveilling the facility. Any idea which one of them started the video? Yeah, somebody with a Cox Security door card entered the building at 17:55, shortly after the broadcast began. It can't have been Brown. He passed by the door 3 times since he arrived, which places him back inside. Couldn't have climbed back in through the broken window to avoid the scanner at the door? No, that's evident from the data in the server room. Saito pulled it from there and showed there's another scanner. Only 2 other people have access to Cox's door cards, James, Moore, and their boss. Cox has been at a business meal since 1730. That's the other detail. Still at a business meal, assuming he is. He could have just told his secretary, I'm at a business meal, you know, and that could have been his cover story. But that leaves only 1 suspect. Good work, Conrad. I'll send a unit to arrest him immediately. I mean, ultimately, it's an alibi that could be busted straight away. Like, who were you with? And we'll go ask them how long that dinner took. Yeah. You and I should pay his boss a visit and see what he has to say. He should be back at the office by now. I'll send you Cox's address. Go get the train, and I'll meet you there. Roger that. Because apparently we don't like flying. Okay, enter the train. Away we go. It's up here. Ooh, hello? Ooh, new phone, who dis? Oh, hi, Saito. Neil, good news. I managed to crack the cell of that businessman, Abraham Gonzalez. I found a deleted message that is extremely interesting. Seems like someone hired him to fetch the data module on Gara. That lines up, he told us that. Here's the kicker. The message was sent from the Mercurius network. The what now? The Mercurius network. It's only accessible to really big companies. Oh, how mercurial. They have to be publicly traded and count more than 10,000 employees. What's more, the message was sent via a highly encrypted channel of the network. Those are exclusively accessible to high-ranking executives. That means that whoever sent this message to Gonzalez is high up in a big company? Like Melex Mining? Not just high up, practically has to be the CEO. Good job, Saito. Sounds like a solid lead. I'll forward you the message and a list of all the companies in the solar system to match the criteria. I'm opening a sheet now about who's behind the Liberators. Oh, one more thing. I also managed to extract a message from the sniper's cell. Looks like he sent it to the woman who stole the data from our chief. You might want to have a look around that as well. I'll forward it to your cell. Copy that. Talk to you later. Okay, let's have a look at these. So, who's behind the Liberators? The name of the company... they are based on, they belong to this sector and specialize in a industry. Okay, so we need to figure all that shit out. Oh boy. Detective work begins. So these are all the companies that have access. We know that the person who's dealing with this was Drovian. That's what they said, right? So we can rule out anyone on Gara. Possibly. Wow. I mean, Milex is right there, look. Based on Gara, though. Oh. Keep pressing B to go back a step in a menu. So, Mr. Gonzalez has promised I'm sending you more detailed instructions for the mission on Gara. So at 8:30 on the 4th in the morning, wait for your contact person at the big fountain on Joris Plaza. She will hand you a data stick and you will, so that was the original plan, was Zora. You'll take it when you leave the planet in the evening. As soon as you have left the Garan network, you'll be provided with the exact address to send the data to, as agreed. Strictly forbidden from asking questions or trying to find out what the data is about. So this all lines up. He was told to just do what he was told to do and shut his mouth and not think about it. As soon as the module is in my possession, the agreed upon fee will be transferred to your bank account. So someone who knows his financial problems is willing to sort them out. And then this is from Boyd, I guess. Dora, you probably figured out by now that I lied to you about Williams asking me to take care of the handover. Pretty sure you're mad as hell and I'm sorry about that. Thing is, I have a bad feeling about the whole mission and I really couldn't stand it if you got hurt. So we were right, this was a pressure point for him. He didn't want her involved. We promised each other that this was the last job we would accept and we would get out of it all afterwards. However, over the last few days I realized that going back to normal after those years scares the shit out of me. I'm not like you. What I'm trying to say is, if I don't get out of this, I want you to quit nonetheless and do what we were planning to do. I'm sure it'll make you happy. Maybe not immediately, but surely after a while. If everything goes as planned, I'll be with you in no time, and I'm sure we'll find a way to get used to normal life. But if it doesn't, don't look back and don't come looking for me. Williams. Damn it, keep doing that. List of companies. We don't know who the names of these people are though, right? Unless there's a Williams Technology. How the hell are we supposed to know that? I'm pretty sure the guy at Millex wasn't, his last name wasn't Williams, right? So we've got a name, Williams. Need to go and talk now to the Cox security guy. Nice. Alright. Okay guys, we're gonna have to leave it there for the day because my throat is getting raw. This was gonna be a shorter stream than usual though, with it being a lot of like reading out loud and stuff. We'll be back with this game on Friday though.